Scream Queen Stream. By this point, you all know me. I'm Jessica Cameron, and you probably know my dog Solomon. And if you don't know who Gigi Saul Guerrero is, then what rock have you been living under? That's right. My guest today is the frequently requested on this channel, the very talented, multi-dimensional, wonderful human being that is Miss Gigi.
Oh, thank you. You should introduce me all the time.
I would be so honored. I not only am I blessed to call you a friend, but I'm also a fan. And I quite frankly love your work, and I've loved your work for many, many years. I think I first became a fan of yours in 2014, where it was El
Gigante.
I knew I was going to mispronounce it, so thank you so very much for saving me from that mispronunciation.
I got you. Anything Latino, I got you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Canadian clear white, and I will totally mess that up.
Well, you're going to have my back.
Yes.
When I drink, my accent gets really strong, and I know she's going to help me out. Gigi, that's not how you say it. ¿Qué? That's not how you say it. So I know you're going to help me out.
Absolutely.
Good.
So I wanted to have you on here because obviously a woman in horror, I think we need to promote more of them. I love the fact that you are not only really, really talented in front of the camera, but also behind the camera, which I think is such a really, really exciting aspect of 2009, that we can be these multidimensional / skilled women. You know,
thank you.
You're no longer just like, you're not just an actress, you're everything. And for those of you who don't know, Gigi directs, you produce, you act, you do voiceovers. Do you write? I think you write.
And I write, yeah.
I don't know how, I know like I know you don't always officially take writing credit, but I do know that you write.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been mostly co-writing with amazing and talented writer Shane McKenzie with pretty much all my stuff, and then just recently co-wrote again for my first feature. So writing is fun. I love it. I think, you know what, I'm telling you, if money is a struggle, or if you don't really have a big team, like, take on as many jobs as you can, and you really just grow. You know, you grow and you get to learn every single position, and you just have full control, which, baby, you will lose that soon. So if you have full control now, take it. But I think
it's also great because it helps to bring your vision to life.
Yeah.
The more things that you're doing, the less you have to manage other people to do it the way that you want.
100%.
You know?
And it's important, I think, for anybody that wants to be a director, it's really good to just do as many of the positions as possible, because you want to know where everybody's coming from. So when you do have a bigger team, you know, like, I know what they're doing, and it's an easy way to just have conversations and know exactly what your vision is. So.
And I also think it's great when you do more than one thing, because you can get on other film sets and learn how other sets work doing various things, right? Because obviously I think probably getting hired as a director is one of the hardest things to do, but you can always produce your friend's short. You can co-write another project. You could do things like that where it's like you're not like in one of the highest positions, and sort of benefit from watching other people work and how they function and what works and what doesn't, perhaps.
Yeah.
You know, I always say that, like, if you can get on a film set and just pay attention with a neutral observation, you know, don't assume anything's a good choice, don't assume it's a bad choice, just watch. And you'll see, like, oh shit, that was not good, that was a bad choice. Or, oh, that was really brilliant how they did that and they got that to work. Or,
100%.
you know, they lost their location and here's how they handled it. And that either was great or tragic.
Like, honestly, I've learned a lot of my skills through just being on other people's sets, and even just volunteering and helping, even with the smallest position. You know, one of my favorite things that a lot of people don't know, I really like to boom up. Really? I'm actually really good at it. You should see my skills, like my boom up skills are legit, okay? They're sneaky like a true Mexican. Like, you will not even know that I'm there hiding, getting the best freaking sound. But for real.
I mean, careful, I can put you totally to work.
Okay, call me. No, but I learned a lot through just being on other people's sets, and even through acting, and like yourself as an actress. We're observant, and we watch how other directors are, and I've learned a lot of, like, okay, I'm not doing that, check mark, or wow, that was really cool. I wanna take that thing that he or she did, and I recommend it.
So
I
do
really
I.
recommend it. Yeah.
And it's funny because like I know so many people always I find when they want to be filmmakers or directors or producers, they always want to jump to that like end result. And I feel like even if you luck out and you're able to do that, I personally think it doesn't serve you becoming the best that you can be in that role.
Yeah.
Because I think like you need to see other people do really well, and you need to see the other people fuck up, and it's also a nice benefit when it's not financially hitting your bottom line.
You're so eloquent, and you see other people fuck up.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
But it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true, man. Like, do it, guys. Pretty much. That's the message here. So.
Yeah. Now let's talk about your start. I know that you are Mexican Canadian by heritage.
Mexicanadian.
How do you spell that?
You were saying.
I was saying. So I honestly don't know. Were you born in Mexico or were you born in Canada?
I was born in Mexico. I'm like not Canadian at all.
Oh well, I mean, but you live there now.
But I live there now, so that's why I like to say Mexicanadian.
So
See, it
when
sounds
did you
good.
move to Canada?
I moved to Canada like in my early teens, which is actually one of the reasons why I made that show La Quinceañera, which means a 15-year-old, is that's a big Mexican celebration. And that's one of the inspirations for La Quinceañera that we made for Warner Brothers, because I never got to have a quinceañera.
Why not?
Well, I was too shy. I didn't have enough friends. I didn't really speak English that good. Like, you know, I just was like in Canada, and I'm like, I don't think anybody's gonna understand my 15th birthday party with a giant Mexican dress, like big party. Like, I really didn't want one. I was too scared. But it's okay. It inspired a really cool, gory show. So, but yeah, I moved there at that time, and I mean, I've been very blessed to have moved to Canada. It's such a beautiful country. And Vancouver, you're a party. I'm telling you right now, you're awesome.
I love Vancouver.
Yeah.
Seriously, some of the most amazing people and just spectacular places to visit. Like,
Yeah.
And the food's really great too.
The food's great. I mean, living here now in LA the past 4 months, it's really intense competition with Vancouver food and LA food. I'm like, I don't know which one's better, but it's pretty good. Actually, LA has really good Mexican food, which Vancouver lacks. You suck.
True, but you also have your parents.
And yes, I love my parents. And that's why everybody's over at my house, because every day is Mexican food, which is another reason why I still live at home. I don't pay rent, guys, and I eat legit Mexican food every day. I mean, I wouldn't move out, would you?
No, I want to move in.
Oh, yes, well, you
I
got
like
an
the
extra
top.
bedroom, you come on in.
Don't even but also like,
Good luck fighting Rainer on that. He's there every day,
Is he?
eating our food every day.
Well,
He's
I
there
follow
right now.
your dad on Instagram, and I see you sharing a lot of like your parents' stuff. And your parents just seem like the biggest party. I'm not gonna lie. The next time I'm in Vancouver, love you. I'll be like, hey Gigi, can I come over? I'm gonna do like a follow-up interview, and we're not even gonna let you talk. It's all just gonna be your mom and dad.
Dude, since I've left, I have seen all my friends hang out with my parents. They're partying, they're doing like St. Patrick's Day. People are over at my house for the Super Bowl. I'm like, what is going on? And like my dad's getting drunk with all my friends, but
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I saw them doing shots, and I was like, these are the parents to have.
yes.
And they cook for you, and they do
Crazy.
laundry, and they're just thrilled about it. Like, that's something like it's not a part of like my Canadian culture. Like, I didn't know people
No,
that lived
yeah.
at home, but it's Mexican culture. That's very common.
Yeah, oh, it's very common. We pretty much, we do like a cycle. So you're basically born, you get raised, and once you're old enough, they ask, like families will not let you leave. And if you move out to like a school or something, they will move next door and make sure you're okay. Then you move out for just a little bit, get married, have kids, parents move in now. Now you gotta take care of everybody, and it's a cycle. Like literally, it just keeps going and going.
So what you're saying is they're likely going to move here eventually.
Pretty much, if I move to LA, they're gonna move next door. I know already it's going to happen.
So now I want to put it into the universe that when you get a house in LA and you're here on a more permanent basis, I think instead of a housewarming party, your friends and I should all throw you a quinceañera. And I probably mispronounced
That's so cool. That's
Isn't
such
that
a
like a
great
fun
idea.
idea?
I might cry. My voice cracked.
How great would that be though?
Wow. Wow. Girl, okay.
Like, we have plans.
Unique, if you're watching,
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta prepare the best makeup yet. Like, what? That's a great idea.
Everyone.
Oh my God.
That's it for like the rest of the
for
year.
me. That's okay. You're all invited.
We'll see.
Yeah.
To be continued. I'm not sure how big the house is yet. Okay, so let's talk about your childhood. Were you always a genre fan?
No, I was not. I was very much frowned upon all things horror. Why I love horror today, I blame my mom. I blame my mom because she was so intense in not letting me watch any of it. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. I come from a very Mexican Catholic household, like very Catholic house. So my grandma and my mom, like, they just can't with anything to do with horror. You walk in our house, you're gonna see Jesus, Virgin Mary, crosses, literally everywhere. Like, we're that family that we pray every night, we go to church, all that. And also in our culture, if any of you guys are friends with Mexicans, wait, did you see how I make that lore with Mexicans? You will know we're very spiritual people and very superstitious people. Everything is the devil. Everything is the devil. So like, for my mom, everything is the devil. Everything was like, no, you can't do that. If the salt falls, pick it up and throw it over your shoulder, like before the devil comes by, like all those things. So growing up, my mom would just not at all let me watch horror. Like nothing violent. And it was actually making me really curious. Why? Why can't I see anything violent? And the most I would watch when I was really little was plastic surgeries on TV. Because I wanted to know what's up with all this blood and gore that my mom's hiding from me.
Like actual plastic surgery?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like
graphic shit.
Okay.
Like plastic surgeries, skins.
They show that in Mexico?
Oh yeah, there's shows like.
I don't think they show that in Canada. I've never seen that.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Well, okay, even in Mexico, the newspaper, like the cover of the newspaper, when you're walking down the street, it'll be someone's head decapitated and things like that. Like, you know, we live, our atmosphere is so visceral in Mexico. You know, yes, there's dangerous parts of it, but also culturally is very visceral and vivid and colorful. And the way we celebrate death is different than a lot of parts in the world. We're not afraid of death. We actually cherish it and embrace it and celebrate it. You know, it's very different culture, like, which I think is why we look at all these things so spiritually and differently, and, you know, graphic things like on the newspaper, on TV. It's kind of like part of our everyday lives, unfortunately, you know. It's still an amazing country, but, you know, so for my mom, she really didn't want me to just be near any of that. But my little kid head was like, ¿Por qué, mamá? ¿Por qué? So, not only was I watching plastic surgeries, but I would love to walk down the horror aisle at Blockbuster and see all the horror covers and be like, why? Like, what's in these movies? Like, what's in these movies? So at 8 years old, I stole one. I stole a VHS at Blockbuster. Okay, well, Mexicans don't steal. We just borrow for a really long time. So I took Child's Play 2, which was the first horror film I
Such
ever
a classic.
seen. Classic. I took it because it was just, if any of you guys remember, the cover is Chucky with giant scissors and he's cutting like a little doll's head. Remember that? And I was like, I gotta see what this is. And I think I only saw 20 minutes of it and I was like, ay, and I took it out. I took out the VHS and I was like...
Now, didn't you think,
like, yeah.
Mexican culture, stealing is, like, as a child, is probably a bad thing? Like, were you believing, like, the devil was going to come after you or something? And
well, there was...
Pardon my ignorance. That's, like,
no,
the
but there was
ever.
something sneaky about it.
Okay.
There was something sneaky, and my mom hyped it up so much of all these horror and violent things, and I needed to know, like, why? Why? And if she saw me walking down the horror aisle, she'd get mad at me. She would get mad. So, hey, if any of you guys know me and party with me, like, now that's an excuse for me to find out why. So yeah, so I saw Child's Play 2. I only saw 20 minutes of it and I got really scared. But not just scared. This is where it all started, Jess. I didn't just get scared. I was stoked to be scared. I couldn't understand that a horror movie or a movie could follow you home, like could follow you. So I kept thinking Chucky was in the room. And I couldn't understand that feeling because I was so pushed away from everything. So I was so weird. I'm the weirdest little kid. I felt Chucky was in the room. So I would go to my closet and I'd open my closet and close it, hoping Chucky was going to appear. But he wasn't there.
Oh, so you were happy.
I was
scared. You were just like, hell yeah, Chucky, let's play.
Yes, I wanted to meet him. I was excited. And then I made a big deal when I turned 10 because The Exorcist came back out, remastered, deleted scenes, recolored. And I made a big stink about it. I said to my mom, Mama, I'm going to turn a 2-digit number. I deserve to watch what I want. I'm a big girl now. Blah, blah, blah. Rant, rant, rant. I want to see The Exorcist in theaters. My mom's like, oh, no, you don't. And I said, yes, I do, Ma. Blah, blah, blah. I made such a big stink about it. And my mom's like, okay, you want to get scared? Let's go. And bring your cousin, too. My cousin and I, we were brats. We deserve to, get spanked. So she takes us to see The Exorcist. And we're so excited to go because we're big kids now. And she's like, okay, get out. I'll pick you up in 2 hours. I'm like, you're not coming? My mom's like, no, good luck. Yeah, and just drove off. I'm like, okay. Yeah, sure enough. Long story short, we came out crying. My cousin traumatized. But I came out excited crying. I wanted to meet Linda Blair that night. I remember being under the covers and covering myself, hoping she was gonna appear. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Can I swear?
Yeah, sure.
That's really messed up. So from there, it just all kind of escalated. I just wanted to know.
So rather than it scaring you, you were just more.
More. But I love being scared. If any of you guys know me, I love haunted houses. I love going and being just the loudest screamer. And it's a sensation that's really inspired me to make these films because I find as a filmmaker the most rewarding, and this is not me knowing yet I wanted to be a filmmaker, but when you connect all the dots, for me as a filmmaker, the most rewarding thing is hearing an audience react. So my reaction to horror movies was so impactful. I wanted to do that. I wanted to just tell stories. And growing up, I just loved telling stories, whether they were scary or whatever, just talking about stories and people's reactions is my most favorite thing still today, or telling jokes or something. But yeah, Mom, it's your fault. If I was gonna say all this again, I'm just gonna say it's my mom's fault of why I love horror movies.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, gracias.
Your dad didn't care either way.
Oh no, my dad's yes, I'm so proud of you. That's it. He will go with the flow, and my mom's always like.
So that's around 10, you knew that you loved horror movies. How long before you knew that you wanted to be involved in the filmmaking process? And did you originally want to know that you wanted to be a filmmaker?
No, not at all. I went a whole circle. My entire childhood, growing up and living in Mexico, my family and I were convinced that I wanted to be an Olympic athlete.
Really? What sport?
Yes. Swimming. I was really good at swimming. I had my little trophies and stuff. I think when I was 10 years old, 10 or 11, I was one of the fastest swimmers in Mexico City. All the kids compete and all these things. And track and field, I was really amazing at. I was convinced that I was going to do sports. When I moved to Canada, first thing I wanted to do was be in a hockey team and learn how to skate. So all high school, volleyball, hockey, and just doing all these sports that I didn't really get to do in Mexico. Yeah, it's crazy. And what changed that I guess in high school, you need an elective.
In Canada, you need an elective.
In Canada, you need an elective, which means an extra class to move on to the next grade. And I didn't really know what to choose, so I was just I'll do theater, whatever.
In my city in Canada, you got to choose between it was theater, wood shop,
Wood shop.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think there was
okay.
something else. So like everybody who basically didn't want to cut their fingers off were like,
Oh yeah, we had that too.
Yeah.
We had that too, and but there's a lot. There was like cooking and random electives, and all the classes were getting full because I was lazy and I should have picked it before. But then I just decided to pick theater class, drama class. Well, that's when all the sports went like this and went out the window because I didn't know I was gonna love theater. I started like being all about acting and making people laugh. I started doing all the musical shows, the one-act plays. I wanted to suddenly be a stand-up comedian. I don't know what the hell happened, but I just put all the sports aside. It became just a fun hobby, and I wanted to be the next Broadway star.
like Broadway.
Oh,
You're a
I was
singer.
like, oh yeah, I was stoked. I was ready, like, and all that jazz. Like, I was stoked. I wanted to be on Broadway and do the best musicals, but I wanted to be the funny character. Like, I got to wear a fat suit and be Mama from Chicago. I just wanted to make people laugh. And so my parents got me an agent. Long story short, I saw when I booked my first commercial, it was a Wonder Bread commercial, which I'm still hoping to find it on YouTube. But that was the first time ever that I saw lights, a crew, 3 cameras for a freaking like little bread shot. And I was like,
How
is
old
this,
were
I must have been like 15. Like it was near the time I moved to Canada. And like, I was like, is this what it takes to make a movie? You know, wow, like I needed to know everything about movies. And so then at 16, I saw the movie that changed my life, and that is Children of Men. And that movie made me want to go to film school. My sister's boyfriend at the time was going to film school, and I went to see it with them. And I came out of that theater. If none of you have seen Children of Men, like, get out of your rock, like she said earlier. Like, you need to watch this movie. And I came out of that theater feeling like shit. But like a good shit. I don't know if that makes sense. You can put like a little poop emoji right here. But I came out feeling so, like that movie got me in my heart and my soul. And I was like, humanity is insane. And my sister's boyfriend at the time, he said, I'm learning how to make movies like that in school. You can do that in school. And I said, you can learn one-ers in school? You get to learn how to make movies like that? And he's like, yeah. Decision done, bam, bam. At 16, I said, I want to be a director. I want to make movies like that. I want to make, and it reminded me of when I was a kid, of how a movie can follow you home. It doesn't have to be horror movie. It could be any kind of movie. That you, the moment you walk out of that theater, if that movie follows with you and resonates with you, that's beautiful. Like, so I just, that's where it all just happened. Children of Men. Very, very random movie, but it's the best.
So that is part 1 of the Gigi Saul Guerrero interview. Thank you so much. For you guys, stay tuned because you'll get to see part 2 coming up later this week. And also don't forget to like button down below. Also subscribe. Please feel free to share. And 10 billion bonus points if you join the Patreon. And while we're at the things that you should probably do, following this lovely lady all over social media should be on the top of that list. Where are you located?
I am located. Sorry, I was trying to make it as cool as her. You can follow me at Horror Guerrero on Instagram, Twitter. You can probably find me on Facebook. I'm like the only Gigi Saul Guerrero in this world. So yeah, and guys, you can follow my team too, Luchagore Productions on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And I'm going to link all that below. Bye.